Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. I'm here with Vonny Fast, and Vonny is no stranger to our group, CIR Realty. The amount of value that Vonny always provides is fantastic. She has basically become one of the staples in the real estate industry in terms of being an expert at systematizing gift giving in a really cool, unique way, but also just on generating referrals and having a business that is built on referrals and just this amazing, repeatable process. So, Vonny with Cutco Closing Gifts, welcome back to another episode of CR Live.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Excited.
and what's that? Sorry.
Excited to be here for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we're always excited to have you. And the reason we are bringing Vonny on today is because the markets are still really busy. And even if things start to slow down, they're going to get busy again. And as you take on more in your business, you have more hats to wear, more tasks to complete. And it becomes more important to find great systems anywhere that you can. Make sure that anything you're doing is potentially doing double duty. And I think that Vonny's closing gifts fit into that bucket so well of making sure that you are systematizing your closing gifts. So, Vonny, take us through a little bit why the Cutco closing gift program or your philosophy is so relevant to busy marketplaces like today.
Yeah. And thanks for that. That's such a great question. I think, we really came into the industry 13 years ago with the idea of how do we get agents something that, is memorable, world class, super useful, and ultimately that they could create systems around. Because especially in markets like this, agents struggle overall with what do I get them? What do I get them to say thank you? What do I get them?
Mm-hmm.
When it's not busy, maybe it's, or when you're newer, it's a little bit easier to run around trying to figure it out. And not to say that sometimes when you know something, a client, they say something that's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go get them that. And you just run out and get it because you were listening and you were paying attention. But ultimately, as we scale, like the question we asked ourselves is how do we get agents something meaningful, memorable, long lasting, meaningful, thoughtful with a system in place that they're not having to run around trying to figure it out every time. How do we get them a meaningful system in place? Because the
Yeah.
reality is sometimes you know a ton about a client, sometimes you don't know a ton about a client, and then sometimes it's so busy like it is right now where you just need something in place and ideally not sacrificing that thoughtfulness. So what we really wanted to do is make your gifts thoughtful without you having to overthink or stress about it so much. So in this busy marketplace, it just really, really fits. So basically what we did, I mean, ultimately for people that don't know Cutco Closing Gifts is we partnered with Cutco because they were the only product true. Like I've actually looked around to find other products. We have custom wood boards, things like that, but there's no other product that we could find that people would use daily for 30 years. Every time they use that gift, they'd be reminded of the experience they had with their realtor, which is so important that we could brand it or we could personalize it. We can engrave it with anything an agent likes in a super classy way. So it's this constant, gentle, subtle reminder. And it's in the kitchen, where everybody hangs out. People are cooking so much more. And we just couldn't find any other products that would last like that and have that top of mind awareness. So we really have partnered with Cutco and put gifts together between 70 to 270. And what we do for the system piece, and this is kind of the how, is we take those products, we engrave them however the agent would like, and we get an agent, we ship them typically a 6 month or a year supply of gifts up front. So we take a best guess how many gifts an agent might use over the next few months to a year, kind of a best guess, lowball it maybe. We ship it to the agent up front so they have it on hand,
Yeah.
ready to go. And whether it's a single piece they can put in their local personal basket if they've got a basket system, or whether they put it in one of our wine boxes and add wine to it, and it's or olive oil, or it's a 2-piece package they can grab and go. They just have them on hand for closings and referral gifts. And so when they have a need for a gift, whether it's closing, referral, silent auction, donation, a VIP pop by, like they can grab it, go give it, it's done. And you can always add to it. You can always add the wine or bagels and cream cheese from a local bakery on your way, but it's just, it's a system in place. And I guess that's the double duty, is you've got stuff on hand, and it's memorable and long lasting. And of course I'll own my bias to giving a memorable, long lasting, useful gift, right? Like I just have to own that bias. But
it's awesome because you're right. And that's exactly what we're trying to talk about. It's like, how do you have something on hand so that you don't need to go out and get it? So first of all, like system complete, you know exactly what's going to happen. The next thing is that it's the way that it's engraved, things like that. It is top of mind. The fact that, it's the knife is there. People talk about it. I mean, people love Cutco overall. It's funny. I actually went to get mine sharpened. And it's funny because the guy looked and he's like, "You don't need to sharpen these." He's like, "Cutco will do it for you." It's like, you don't need and I was like, "Oh, that's nice." But I'm just going to get it anyways, because I had a whole series of other knives to get done and stuff. So it was really funny. He made a deliberate comment about it, but it's top of mind. People are thinking about you because it's right there. And also it's working for you because you're with referral gifts, it's creating referrals, and that is something that's subtle. But I think those are three things that you'll get: the repeat clients because you're top of mind, they refer you, as well as the system made your gift giving super easy, and you've already put the thought in advance, and now you're just rinsing and repeating.
I think that's an awesome way to put it. And I would say what I've seen my clients do is they have gifts on hand. So we have a selection and they pick and choose, one or two types of gifts to have on hand. Some, whether it's closing gifts and referral gifts, you name it. But, when you've got the closing gift on hand, you can deliver it on possession day, or you could even go back 2 to 4 weeks later and go, bring the craft beer or the bagels and cream cheese or some Timmy's donuts or whatever on the move-in day, or the pizza, and say, I'll be back 2 to 4 weeks later. If it's possible in your systems, it might not be, but just to even deliver the unexpected after that transaction date, that's an idea. But when you've got gifts on hand, you can do cool stuff like that and put your energy into those sorts of things. The second thing, referral gifts. We talked about, how do you love on people that are sending a referral? Even like a thank you, a handwritten card, as soon as somebody sends you a referral with a $25 Starbucks or gift card or something to honor the behavior. And then if that referral closes, some of our clients send a piece or two of Cutco to start that client's collection. And with a beautiful letter that plants the seed that, hey, let's build this thing together, this whole set. And it's this thank you, but also dangling this really cool carrot of like, they're going to fall in love with this knife. It's always there. They'll never forget. And it's this constant reminder of that their realtor thanked them for that successful referral. And one last thing too is VIP gifts. I know maybe during this time, you're not going to necessarily do something like this. You're handling all the stuff that's right in your face. But, we've had some clients send gifts, Cutco gifts. You could do this with other gifts out of the blue to their top 10 referral sources or best reviewers or their best past clients, just to say thank you with a beautiful letter that we have. It's a template, and have seen referral business come out of that 10 to 20x what they invested in the gifts. So just, I might've gone on a tangent there, but the point is we can't automate relationships. We get that. So that's where we want our energy to be, but we can systemize a lot of our giving efforts and not necessarily have to overthink, getting something on hand that's beautiful, memorable, high class, and useful is quite powerful. And then add personalized touches as you go.
Well, and if you were to think about a gift or something that created that referability, and you were to design this almost to create this thing in your business that did check off all those additional boxes like we talked about, and then you thought about it in advance, you put it in at risk of repeating myself. It's like on busy marketplaces, you have less time to think about the on your business pieces. Right. And so now it's time, if you can do your thinking a little bit in advance, or you get some inspiration from this segment, then put that in place. It's tried, tested, and true. It's worked for people and who use it. And then you do your thinking in advance, sign up for the program, or as some dip your toes in the water, whatever you want, order your gifts. And then from there, just watch it work on your behalf. And I think that's so great because you thought about it in advance. Then when it's busy, you don't need to think about it. Right. It's just rinse and repeat. And it's the easiest part of the process.
Yeah, and I'll finish, or wherever we're going, but I'll finish this thought. What's so cool is I've been noticing my clients, and some of them, I mean, so many CIR people that I work with and get to work with, and I've been noticing in the last couple of weeks, especially, that my clients are emailing me quick, like, here, I just need another order like this. They've been ordering for 10 years, some of them 2 years, some of them 5 years straight. And what's so neat, and I thought about this the other day, is I'm like, it's so cool that an agent can take 15 minutes and their gifts are done for the next 6 months to a year.
That's crazy. Like
Just,
I can't go to Home Depot. I can't go to 7-Eleven
yeah.
and get a gift card for that quick. You know, it's insane.
I know. And it gave me tingles to say that. I mean, I like, even some of your, like Mike Starr used to be running around trying to figure it out. Just like, he's set up for the next 6 months with all
Yeah.
his gifts and beautiful gifts in place that he feels convicted and excited. So yeah, I mean, I encourage people to reach out and ask me anything. We'll send you pricing. We'll send you quantity discounts and help you with anything that you need on that level. But we're here
Awesome.
to help. So yeah.
Vonny, and it's true. It's true. I mean, we've been working with Vonny for years, and Vonny is one of the most authentic people that I know of in terms of genuinely trying to add value. And you've always done that, and we appreciate it very much. And thank you again for taking the time to talk a little bit more about making things easy for realtors. It's, you know, there's a lot of things that we hear about that we forget about to make our businesses a bit easier. Now It's time to revisit it. And I think that anybody that implements this is going to have great results. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.